Hello, everyone. This is Zami Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the director of the Oregon Documentary Film Festival. Right now, we're gearing up for our fall 2024 screening, which is going to take place on September 29th at the beautiful historic Clinton Street Theater in Portland, Oregon. It's going to be a day of networking, refreshments, and tons of movies. So please come check it out. And in order to get ready for this festival, we've been talking with some of our participating filmmakers. Jack Mortensen and Brenden Osborn are the creators behind The Art of Pairing. Guys, thank you so much for talking with me today.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me just say The Art of Pairing is a fantastic movie. It's got so much going on, and I think really kindles a love for Oregon, which I think is beautiful. But tell me, what inspired this film, and how did you get associated with the subject matter?
Yeah, so I think what was amazing about this process for us was we have been working very closely with some wineries, Stoller Family Estate, specifically here in Oregon, and through our process, we've got to meet some really amazing people. And one of those people was Jason Tosh, who we discovered not only acted as this shepherd for the land, but actually had a crazy love for jazz music, which as both of us being music heads kind of kindled to our senses here. And it was really cool to like understand from a perspective of, you have this beautiful piece of land that wine is grown on. And you don't really fully always understand everything that goes into it. And what is crazy about this specific process is how much of the I'm kind of losing my train of thought. Sorry.
Well, I think Jack, he spoke on it perfectly. I think what was so inspiring about this process was working on the land. I think nature and the way it moves and the way Jason Tosh moves through the land was just like, it was remarkable to see. And this was very much a story that unfolded in real time. So as we kind of learned who Jason was and his whole philosophy for tending to the vineyard and growing the land, like we really related with him in a lot of ways and felt very inspired, I think, by his approach, the improvisational aspect of kind of dancing with Mother Nature. And again, it's, Oregon there's no shortage of beauty here. So kind of being outside and feeling the air and moving with him in real time was just very inspirational.
Well, it's cool. It seems like you guys were kind of drawn to this project the same way Jason is drawn to the land and the wine culture. And it's cool. In this film, you guys actually really delve deep into a lot of different perspectives. You have your subject, your character study, Jason. You also get into the specifics of grape growing. You have this haunting jazz ensemble that's sort of pivoting everything. You have the environmental aspect. What was it like kind of juggling and exploring all those different perspectives?
Well, I think that was really where we found the story, was being able to tie those two pieces together. It seemed like this natural, beautiful cohesion because you have music is, as cliche as it sounds, is in everything. Totally. And Jason was really able to show us, like, being out in the vineyard with him and watching how he helps his team, navigate these crazy circumstances. We've had, over the last 4 years, some of the most crazy weather conditions Oregon's seen. And, seeing how every single year has this improvisational aspect to it, it sort of was like, oh, this is the perfect way to tell this story because jazz is improvisational at its core.
Totally.
And he has a specific love for jazz. And so he was able to sort of use his passion musically and have it influence what he does out in the vineyard. And so for us, it honestly was just the perfect pairing.
Yeah,
totally.
And just kind of a little bit more on that is I think, Jack and I, we've been making music and films for more than 10 years now. Like we've been doing this for a while. And so we felt very at home when we started to learn Jason's approach and his passion for not only the land, which is our home, Oregon, but also for the music. So I think telling this story, like as it was unfolding, felt very natural and it felt familiar and it felt just authentic to who we were as well as the filmmakers.
Well, and I think that really shows, you guys been working together for 10 years and making films, and it felt like you captured this in such an expert way, and were able to really grab all these disparate sources of inspiration and information and put it into something really cohesive. And one of the elements that really adds to that, and we have to talk about it, is the incredible cinematography, editing, and score. And I feel like that really links everything together, draws it all together. And you have some great visual metaphors. Of course, the record starting and stopping to kind of bookend the film. Obviously, we have to talk about the scene, editing, music, cinematography. All is great for the race to cultivate all the grapes. Tell me a little bit about that process and that inspiration.
Yeah, well, thank you first of all. I appreciate that. It was wild, I think like gearing up for harvest is a dance. Like people are moving quick, it's frenetic, there is chaos, and pairing that with the music and the improvisational aspect of the jazz, I think it was like, I don't know, it was a humbling experience. It was just amazing seeing everybody move together in this way. And
yeah, it was cool too. We got, we sort of approached it like a jazz song in a way. Through working with Jason, he was like, yeah, we start off always kind of the same every year, and then it just devolves into the chaos that is, that day-to-day moment. And so we decided to structure it in the film like a piece of jazz music. You sort of have the head or the A section where things are together and there's sort of this cohesive line, and then it branches off into this free form kind of chaos that evolves and crescendos and then comes back together at the end. So I think being able to structure it in that way helped us sort of thematically tie it together, but then just is a real reflection of the work that these guys do out here.
Yeah. And something that he said too just before harvest kicked off is like time is of the essence. I think like knowing we were down to the wire and just like getting the grapes off the vine, like we were just in it, and I think it's just like with that sort of singular focus, especially capturing a lot of the photography and the videography, it's just, yeah, it was quite an experience of improv, and then like looking in post-production and seeing all of the footage is just kind of like it was quite a process.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. It really feels like the camera flows with everything in a way that's very unobtrusive, very natural. And it's great because I feel like, yeah, I think the it makes sense to allude it to the structure of a jazz song. We have the head where we're getting all the information of these different things, and then it just goes. And by the time of that grape harvest, I'm completely engrossed. I don't even remember I'm watching a film. I'm just in it, and I think it's super effective. So really great job on that. Well, now I want to ask guys. So you've been making films for a long time. This is not your first rodeo, but it's an incredible film. I want to know, did you learn anything or take any new insights about the craft from this film?
Many, for sure. I think maybe in an existential way, it's like nothing is promised. I think like as creatives, we sort of adhere to expectations, and it's like you can only do so much in pre-production. But I mean, as much as like with nature, no harvest was promised. Right. No safe harvest was assured. And I think like walking away from this film, I think we felt very humbled by that, and knowing that it's like you can't expect things to go exactly as you want them. That's always a good reminder as an artist too.
Right.
It is. And I think that there is a really amazing thing as filmmakers in general, like just being able to learn from the experience and the people that we got to work with. Jason is an incredible human being, and the people he works out in the vineyard with, as well as Chris Lake, are just like these amazing human beings that care so much about the land. And I think it really opened our eyes as well to sort of, things that are happening in this world that humans are unfortunately contributing a lot to. And,
right.
As well as from a filmmaking perspective, just from a humanitarian perspective, really being able to, see these effects happen in real time and watch the change, even if you just take a character study, if you will, of the vineyard, at Stoller Family Estate, like they've gone through fires and they've gone through extreme frost and extreme heat. And it's like, these are all conditions that are palpable and are real and are things that we really need to be considering. So I think it's just as we learned, some cool filmmaking things, we also learned the importance of what it means to care for the environment and be.
Okay, totally. Well, yeah, your takeaway is both technical and also kind of a little bit more on the nuance of the information you're trying to provide to people, and it is shocking, and I think you do a great job of capturing that. And I think the big takeaway though is at that end when sort of Jason reaffirms his commitment to you know staying in line with what he's doing. He's ready to combat whatever weird stuff is coming his way, and I think that's kind of a great takeaway, something that we can all ingest and use going forward. Well, let me ask you this, guys. Do you have any other projects in the works?
We do, yeah. We've got
hear about them.
We got some projects that unfortunately we can't divulge too much information on right now. But we also have some like nonfiction, fiction scripts we're working on. We're always staying busy, you know, looking for the next thing. I think right now we're kind of establishing 6-8.
Yep. So our film production company is 6-8 Films, and just get ready for a lot more fun stuff coming.
Okay, excellent. I love that. I love the mystery behind it, but it's good to know that you guys are staying busy. Got tons of irons in the fire. Are we close to getting anything released right now? Or are you guys just focusing on the festival run and doing pre-planning?
Yeah, we're in pre-pro for a lot of different things.
Okay, cool.
At the moment. But yeah, excited to share soon.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Well, do you guys have anything else you'd like to mention about the art of pairing?
I think just kind of more in what did we learn, and kind of jumping off a little bit what Jack was talking about. I think that everyone has such a unique approach on life. And I think there's like so many stories that we don't even know about with people that we're around every day. And I feel like what was so enlightening about this experience was fusing that passion and finding that symbiotic relationship for jazz and the land through Jason as that character study. And it's just like, yeah, it's a beautiful thing, I think, just kind of talking with one another and learning more about life.
Absolutely. I mean, and filmmaking fits in with that puzzle too. This is all the same ecosystem. They're all interacting and sort of caring for each other in a very nice way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I see, you know, I know that you guys are going to be at the festival, and I see a lot of seats taken for Art of Pairing, so I'm excited. That's going to be a pretty awesome experience. Have you guys screened it on the big screen yet?
This will be our premiere.
Okay, that is super exciting. Well, I can't wait to put it on. I know people in the theater are going to be pumped. There's going to be Oregonians and people from outside the state, but I think they're all going to get a really serious boost from watching this film. But yeah, thank you guys so much for talking with me, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate you.
Take care, y'all.
Have a good one.
Bye.